Hello everyone! Finally, I'm able to show you my January 2022 bullet journal setup video. I'm so excited and curious to see what you think. But first, my 2022 yearly setup flip through. The pastel colors make me happy every single time I open my journal. Your reactions have been the sweetest, and in the meantime, I've been able to fill in quite some goals on my Instagram followers tracker. It's insane. If you don't follow me yet there, please go check that out after the video. But now, onto my January setup. This one has been inspired by Michaela's setup from Bloomanddot on Instagram. She makes the most gorgeous setup, so make sure to check her out as well. The links to her socials will be in the descriptions below. I'm starting the setup with drawing out the window frames with a 0.2 Micron Fineliner. Then I'm drawing the corners and filling in the frames with a Payne's Gray watercolor from Winsor & Newton. I'm doing this really lightly since I don't want it to take away from the plans that will later peek through this page. When this is done, I'll let the paint dry and draw and color in the letters of January. As soon as the paint is dry, I am kind of cross-hatching, but without the cross part. I'm not sure if there's a name for it, but the shadows of the window frame. So I'm doing this with a 0.1 Fineliner. And now the frame has been finished. We can move on to the next page, the painting. You can slightly see the sketch I did, and I decided not to erase this to give it a messy, imperfect look. I'm starting with a really light wash of the Payne's Gray using a white brush. I'm putting a bit of tissue paper under the page since it's getting quite saturated and I want to avoid getting the papers below moist. I'm using several green watercolors here, which will be mentioned in the description, but the base for most of them is the color Perylene Green that I'll be mixing with others. First up, we have some palm-like leaves, followed by banana leaves. Brighter green bushes at the bottom with some more defined leaves at the top. Then we have this ivy-like leaf at the left top, climbing over the greenhouse base. dimension, I'm painting palm leaves on the left bottom, followed by some bigger, brighter branches at the top. Sides, I'm adding some smaller leaves and one bigger hanging one. The ivy-like leaves lacked some dimension, so I'm adding a bit of the perylene green on the top to create this dimension that I was looking for. Now we're almost done. With a 0.1 fineliner, I'm drawing the grid, going over every line twice, not too perfect. And as soon as the leaves are dried, I'm going over them with a 0.2 fineliner, making sure it's not too perfect. As a finishing touch, I'm adding a bit more of the paint blue to liven up the background a bit, and voila, the cover page is done. Now it's time for the monthly calendar. I'm starting with taping the edges using some washi tape. Again, I'm using the paints blue for the background. And I'm also coloring in the swatches. I tried painting a leaf, but the background was still a bit too wet, so I went on with coloring the calendar. I'm using Tombow 249 in a nice vibrant dark green that fits the color palette really well. Now this is done, I can finally start painting again. Now I'm coloring the title of the calendar. In the meantime, the paint has dried and I'm going over the drawing with my fineliner. To finalize the page, I'm writing the numbers of the days with a white jelly roll. I did realize in time that I messed up with the first 2 days, but luckily it was fixable by combining the two. As third, we have the quote and gratitude page. As my quote, I'm using "Maybe you've outgrown your pot," which I thought was the perfect way to start the year with, but I also found it a fun wing to my greenhouse theme since plants there usually are too big for, those tiny cute pots. think the video pretty much speaks for itself right now, but if you'd like to have a more in-depth tutorial in this, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about my journal. I'm currently using my Archer & Olive April Showers notebook with 160 grams paper, which works perfectly with watercolors, as you can see. It only bled through once because I wet the paper a little bit too much and then used a lot of pigment in one specific spot, but usually this doesn't happen. In case you want to try out an Archer & Olive journal as well, use the code AmbersNotebooks10 for 10% off your entire purchase, but you'll also support me a little bit by doing this. Now it's time for my gratitude page. I'm starting with drawing the title, followed by highlighting every underline with the Tombow N95 brush pen to create some more zhuzh to the page. My mood tracker this month is going to be slightly different. I started with the title, and again I'm drawing the windows from the cover page on the right side of the spread. I asked my mom to cut some circles in a washi tape paper so I could use this as my stencil, which worked like a charm. Thanks, Mom. And lastly, my Dutch Door weekly spread. I have to say, I am so proud of this one. I started off with drawing a vine on the right side of the page, and then I used the washi tape to help me make crisp lines for the sides of the boxes. Fineliner to create the outlines. And a white jelly roll to number them. And with some editing magic, I highlighted every other line with the N95 Tombow and did that for all 4 pages. Now the painting has dried, I'm outlining it with a 0.2 fineliner. I repeated drawing a leaf on all 4 of the spreads. Now I finished the last one. I used some editing magic to cut out all of the white space, which looks super cool from the mood tracker. To finish the weekly spread, I'm using the last page to paint some extra leaves and fill in the background. You see me flipping the pages many times to really take in where it needs some extra leaves. Now I'm finalizing it with the fineliner. And there it is, my January 2022 bullet journal setup. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I'm also very proud of my weekly spreads and just the theme overall. I hope you like my video, and if you're new here, make sure to check out my other videos and maybe even like and subscribe. Also make sure to check out Michaela's setup, the links will be down below. Comment down below what your January theme is. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!